Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows stars Megan Fox, Stephen Amell, and Will Arnett, and what this film is about. It's about when Shredder is broken out of prison. He needs the help of this scientist named Baxter Stockman and his henchmen Bebop and Rocksteady, so they can get this diamond thing to open a portal so Crane can take over the world. And it's up to one team to stop all of them. And you want to know what that team is? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Turtles that have shield, turtle power. So, what did I think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows? You know, if you know me, I wasn't a fan of the 2014 version. I thought that was pretty bad. That was a pretty terrible movie. And you know what? I had fun with this movie. This is a fun... I think I might have found my guilty pleasure of the year, guys. This movie was, honestly, it's not good, but it's tons of fun. Like, it's honestly probably my guilty pleasure of the year. It's not that good, but you know what? I had a lot of fun with it. It's one of those fun, not so good movies. So, let's get into my positives. And my positives are, I thought the Turtles were great, honestly. You know, they were my biggest positive with the original. And we actually focused on the Turtles this time, thank goodness, because, you know, I felt like in the original we weren't focusing enough on the Turtles. It felt like just April O'Neil the movie. But no, here we focus on the Turtles more, which is fantastic. And I love that. And the Turtles are absolutely incredible. You know, and Michelangelo is the best out of all of them, just like in the original, and just in the whole mythology of the Turtles in general, because just Michelangelo's the best one. Raph was great, Donatello was great, Leonardo was great, so yeah. All the Turtles were great. The action was really great as well. I thought the action was great with the movie. And, you know, had some really great action in my opinion. So yeah, for the most part, I thought the action was great. Now, the villains. There was only two villains in this movie that were fantastic. And that was Bebop and Rocksteady. These guys were hilarious. Some of honestly, these are some of the best villains I've seen all year. These guys were hilarious and great. I love these guys. And what's interesting is that Sheamus from WWE plays plays Rocksteady. So that was pretty cool. And he was great. You know, I would like to see him do more roles like this, because he was just great as, you know, Rocksteady. And, you know, just overall, they were just great villains. And every time they would go like, my man, I would just laugh because of just how they would do it. And it was just great. The writing was pretty good with the movie. I liked the writing with the film. The directing was really good as well. You know, I thought the directing was really good with the movie. The special effects on the Turtles were great. You know, definitely, I want to say they improved a little bit. Like, you know, in the original film, it didn't look as great. So yeah, but I think they did improve with the special effects for this one. The Turtles did look great in the movie, so yeah. And the pacing was honestly great. You know, the movie was an hour and 52 minutes and moved pretty good, honestly. I was honestly never bored throughout the movie, so yeah. Now let's get into my negatives, because I do have some negatives with the film. My negatives are, some of the acting isn't all that great in the movie. Like, it's not terrible, it's just not that good. Like, for example, Megan Fox, she isn't great as April O'Neil. You know, Megan Fox is a terrible actress, but she isn't terrible in these movies. And, you know, she's just miscast. And, you know, she was just fine. I feel the same way that I felt in the original, you know, with her in the original film. She's just fine. She was okay. Stephen Amell, really disappointed in his performance. He was not great as Casey Jones. He was just very over the top and cartoonish at some points, and can even be a whiner at some times. Like, what? And I usually never complain about this, but they get the whole character of Casey Jones wrong, because I'm going to give you one example. Now, I'm not even spoiling anything or something, But in the film, he goes like, I want to be a detective someday. What? Casey Jones is a vigilante rebel. Why would he want to be a detective? He's against the police. Why in the world would he want to be a detective? Just, that confused me so much, and I could not understand that. And Stephen Amell wasn't that great as Casey Jones, but he just stick to being a better vigilante. Just stick to being the one that you're already better at, and that's the Green Arrow. Just stick to that. Well, that's fine. He isn't as bad as he was in the first movie. Tyler Perry just hams it up in this movie. He's pretty bad. And, you know, some of the action can get a little bit over the top. Like, there's this one that involves a plane and a tank. It was really cartoonish, that one. Some of the villains, like, are really weak. Like, Shredder is basically wasted in this movie. Shredder he does nothing. Basically, he does nothing in this movie. Crane was pretty terrible. I was disappointed with that as well. You know, Crane was not that great as a villain. Some of the writing isn't that great. There is some script issues that I did notice, and just some of the writing wasn't the best. And finally, the special effects on Bebop and Rocksteady didn't look as great, honestly, and on Splinter. Just those two didn't really look as great. Those were honestly not that good. Those special effects for both Bebop and Rocksteady and Splinter. So yeah. But guys, I had a fun time with it. It's a fun, decent, movie. It's not that great, but you know what? It's a guilty pleasure of mine now, and it's just a fun, decent movie. So yeah. So it's time for my official grade on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. And my official grade on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows is a B-. I think a lot of critics are being a little bit too harsh on this one. This one is nowhere nearly as bad as the original 2014 version. So yeah, I thought this sequel was a much better improvement. And, I had a fun time with it. So yeah. So, what did you guys think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows? Leave it in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 599, and we'll see you about later. Peace.